8B, number 1. Would the correlation between the age of a second-hand car and its price be positive or negative? So we're going to build an X and a Y. X would be age, and Y would be how much it's worth. So as cars get older, what happens to their price? It goes down, except for like collectors and antiques and that sort of stuff. So would we think there is a strong correlation or a weak correlation? It's probably pretty strong. So it's probably a pretty narrow football. Okay, number 2. For each scatter diagram below, the average of X is around. So the average would be, I would say 3, 3.5. Did it say 3 in the back? That one's, yeah, 3, 3.5, somewhere in there. Okay, and the average of the Y values would be 1.5. The SD, how do we calculate the SD? So let me take a picture of this, and I'll show you how to do the SD. Wow, what is that? There we go. Wonder if my picture taker will work today. Nope. Hurry, push the picture button. Whoa, I killed it. This really is acting weird on me. Okay, go push the picture button. Oh, it did it. So, to find the SD, you draw your football, and then you just kind of cut the tips of the football off. And then that length there is 2 SDs. So that goes from about 3 to 5, so the SD would be 1. Does that make sense? So draw your football, cut off the tips, go from the point of averages to where you cut it off, and then divide that by 2. So the SDs for the X's would be 1, and then we do the same thing for the Y's. We draw our football, we cut off the tips, and then we take the point of averages, and we divide that by 2. So that looks like about 0.5. Is that what you got? Okay. And number 4. In figure 1 is the correlation between the heights of the fathers and the sons around negative 0.3, 0, 0.5, or 0.8. So we have to go back to page, what page is it on? 120. So look at the shape of the football on 120. Is it going to be positive or negative? Positive. Is there a high correlation or a weak correlation? It's pretty weak, so is it 0.8 or 0.5? 0.5. Okay. And then number 5. In figure 1, if you took only the fathers who were taller than 6 feet and their sons, would the correlation between the heights be any of those values? So I have this kind of weak football, and I'm only going to go 6 feet and higher, which cuts off about that much of the football. So the correlation there, is it going to be stronger or weaker than the correlation of the rest? So we're looking at this piece here. Oop, I lost my place. Hang on. So positive or negative correlation? There doesn't appear to be any correlation, right? It's just kind of a big blob. So 0. Okay. Is that what the back of the book said? Oh, good. It's always nice when I get it right. Investigators are studying registered students at UC Berkeley. The students fill out a questionnaire giving their year of birth in years, age of mother, and so forth. Fill in the blank using the options below and explain. So the answers are -1, nearly -1, somewhat negative, 0, positive, somewhat positive, nearly 1, or 1. The correlation between student's age and year of birth is, so how will their age correlate with the year they were born? Perfectly, right? Unless, did it say nearly 1? It said nearly 1 because if you were born in 2000, are you 17 or are you 18? It depends on when in the year. So it's actually going to be nearly 1 because you could be off by just a little bit depending on when the survey's taken. Okay. Among couples whose family in, oh wow, wrong question. The correlation between student's age and mother's age is somewhat positive. Why? If you're 20, how old is your mom? Anywhere from 36 to 60, right? 65, 70. Yes. Oh, birth year and age. It should be, I think it should be positive. So we're going back to so we're going to graph year born and age of the person, right? So if you're born in 2000, then your age would be 18. Okay, and if you're born in 2001, good. Then your age is 17. Okay, good job. So, so it's yeah, the answer to A is nearly -1. Thank you. Good job. So is there a correlation between a person's age and their mother's age? Yes. But there's a huge gap in there, right? Some people have babies at 16, and you could even go into your 40s, mid 40s. So somewhat positive. Okay. And it's going to be different among siblings, right? I mean, my mom had 4 kids. So there's a spread there. So it would be somewhat positive. All right. And number 9. True or false, and explain. If the correlation coefficient is 0.9, then 90% of the points are highly correlated. False. That is not a percentage. 0.9 is not a percentage. It's a correlation coefficient which tells us what the shape of the football is. All right. We're done.